Hello friends, welcome to the NCERT sessions. In this video, I am going to explain chapter 7 of class 6 NCERT Geography. The title of the chapter is Our Country India. So as we all know, India is a very vast country. It is bounded by Himalayas in the north, Arabian Sea in the west, Bay of Bengal in the east and the Indian Ocean in the south. India has an area of about 3.28 million square kilometers. So the north-south extent from Kashmir to Kanyakumari is 3200 kilometers. The east-west extent from Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch is about 2900 kilometers. India has lofty mountains, Great Indian Desert, the northern plains and the uneven plateau surfaces, many coasts and islands present in the diversity of landforms. India has a population of more than 120 crores since year 2011. It is the second most populous country of the world after China. So here you can see a definition of peninsula. The peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. Here you can see one important point. Large countries which stretch extensively from east to west do not have a single standard time for the whole country. Like example, USA and Canada have 7 and 6 time zones respectively. So let's move on to the location of India. India is located in the northern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer passes almost halfway through the country. From south to north, mainland extends between 8 degree 4 minute north, 37 degree 6 minute north latitudes. From west to east, India extends between 68 degrees 7 minutes east and 97 degrees 25 minutes east longitudes. If we divide the world into eastern and western hemisphere, India lies in the eastern hemisphere. This we have seen earlier that 1 degree means 4 minutes. The sun rises about 2 hours earlier in the east, that is in Arunachal Pradesh, than in the west, that is in Gujarat. So the local time of the longitude is 82 degree 30 minutes east, which is taken as Indian Standard Time. This is called Standard Meridian of India. Next, let's see Indian neighbors. So there are 7 countries that shares the land boundaries with India. What are they? Let's see. We have China, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bhutan, Nepal, Myanmar. At the bottom we have Sri Lanka. So our island neighbors are Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka is separated from India by Park Strait. India is divided into 29 states for the administrative purpose and 7 union territories. Telangana has become the 29th state of India on 2nd June 2014. As we all know, Telangana is previously a part of AP. Delhi is the national capital of India. So the states all have been formed on the basis of languages. Rajasthan is the largest state and Goa is the smallest state. These states are further divided into districts. Next, let's see physical divisions. To the north we have Himalayas. Him plus Alaya means abode of snow. These Himalayan mountains are mainly divided into 3 parallel ranges. The northmost is the Great Himalaya or Himadri, the world's highest peaks located in this region. Middle Himalaya or Himachal lies to the south of Himadri. Many popular hill stations are located here. Next we have Shivaliks, which Shivaliks is the southernmost range. Next we have Northern Indian Plains, which lies to the south of the Himalayas. These are generally leveled and flat. So these northern Indian plains are formed by alluvial deposits laid by the rivers Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and the tributaries. These are very fertile for cultivation. Next, in the western part you have Great Indian Desert, which is very dry, hot and sandy stretch of the land. To the south of the northern plains lies the Peninsular Plateau, which is triangular in shape. Then we have Aravalli Hills, which is the oldest range of the world border. Next we have Vindhyas and Satpuras, which are the very important ranges. Next we have rivers Narmada and Tapi flows through these ranges. We have west flowing rivers that drain into the Arabian Sea. The Western Ghats or Sahyadris border the plateau in the west, and Eastern Ghats provide the eastern boundary. Here one important point is Western Ghats are almost continuous, whereas the Eastern Ghats are broken and uneven. This plateau is very rich in minerals like coal and iron ore. To the west of the Western Ghats and east of the Eastern Ghats lies the coastal plains. The western coastal plains are very narrow, eastern coastal plains are very much broader. There are a number of east flowing rivers. Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri drain into Bay of Bengal. These form fertile deltas at their mouth. The Sundarban Delta is formed where the Ganga and Brahmaputra flow into Bay of Bengal. Next we have one more important thing here, that is corals. Corals are the skeletons of tiny marine animals called polyps. When the living polyps die, the skeletons are left. These skeletons are called polyps, which grow on the top of the hard skeleton, which grows higher and higher, thus forming the coral islands. This is very, very important. Next we have the group of islands. We have two groups of islands, that is the Lakshadweep Islands, which is located in the Arabian Sea. These are coral islands located in the coast of Kerala. Next we have the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, lie to the southeast of the Indian mainland in the Bay of Bengal. These are the islands affected by the tsunami in 2004. What is tsunami? Tsunami is a huge sea wave generated due to an earthquake in the sea floor. Okay, this is all about chapter 7. Thank you.